YouTubers, to another Boku no Hero Academy episode. In this episode, we're reviewing episode, what was it? Episode 4? Yeah, if I remember correctly. Because this is the best episode that has been shown so far. Holy snap. You know, it's the long-awaited actual entrance exam for it. Oh, I'm sorry, I should say the chunin exam 2.0. Because it actually kind of reminded me a little bit of Naruto in a sense. Like going in, taking an exam, eliminating opponents, that's what it felt like to me throughout this whole entire episode. But this episode, like hands down, like was the best one so far in action, right there. So far, the episode starts off with them showing I would say the top 3 heroes in the whole entire country for the universe that they try to convey. The first hero was Hero All Might. He was been the top hero of rescuing people, just being the all-around glorious hero example. Then they showed them the second best hero right after Hero All Might was a fire or a pyromaniac called the hero Endeavor. We don't know too much about him. I'm assuming they just said he's just a fire user, or fire manipulator. Then we got the number 3 best hero was Best Genius, and then from him, that's kind of weird. Best Genius. So I'm assuming he has to do something with clothes, or just or hairstylist maybe. He looks like a hairstylist to me, to be honest. But he's the third best hero right there. And that's pretty cool. But then from there on, then the episode starts kicking in. From right there, we see Midoriya is now going to take the entrance exam, and we literally see a whole brand new cast of people. The whole, the all the people that they showed in the intro song, they were now slowly popping up. They didn't really say that many names throughout the episode. The only ones they're like, you could kind of would assume that from the episode that like they gave names was if I remember correctly, Tenya, the guy with the glasses, and what was the other girl's name? Uraraka, and that's about it from the names that they've given us so far. But the slowly one by one, each of the characters are starting to pop up now. Like the whole universe is expanding. Like I said, it kind of reminded me of the chunin exam episodes, because just like how when the chunin exam started, that's how they kind of slowly start bringing in people in, and that's what the UI is kind of the UI exam was kind of doing it in that kind of sense. It's bringing a whole mess of people in, but in the same time explaining their powers and such and forth, which I think is kind of good how they're doing it in this sense. It's a little more faster paced in this episode too, because it's just an entrance exam, and there's not gonna be showing that much, but it's just more like I feel like the author just did it in a way just to showcase people's powers. That's what it basically was. But continuing on from the episode, we literally see that for the entrance exam, you know how in the tuning exams they actually had to for the first part they had to, from what I remember in Naruto, they had to like write like a written exam, and each of the members have to like pass, and in order for them not to fail. In this one, it was very different, but the only reason why I say it's still similar is because it's an elimination round. It's just another elimination round, and in there we see that what they basically have to do is basically they have to go inside this like fake city, and inside this fake city they have to like basically destroy machines, showcasing their powers. Pretty simple though, to be honest. It was a pretty simple explanation. Just go in there, smash as many robots as you can, and then with the one with the highest points gets entered. So we literally see that right from there, every hero just like literally the minute that they started the countdown, every hero just jumped right in. They had no remorse. They were all so fast. You see Midoriya right there like, oh, effing shit, like wow. Like everybody's already up ahead. Everybody was smashing, like they already have 40 points, 50 points, 30 points, and then Midoriya's is like, oh snap, I don't have anything. I need to take something down. He had one chance though, to be honest, in the episode. He had one chance, but because he's never really actually been in a fight, he couldn't really showcase his powers. And because of that, he kind of chickened out. He still thinks of himself as the regular person that he still was. It's still his mentality. He from the last previous episode, the hero All Might basically just said, here, you just eat my piece of DNA and good luck on your test. And just by the time that the test starts, you'll have my powers. So basically, he basically has to wing it through this exam, which is pretty funny because the hero All Might is giving Midoriya a huge, like he just has so much faith in him that like you're just wondering like, wow, let's just hope for the best that this guy can make it. Entrusting his whole academic perspective right there, which is funny though. And and right when everything is all happening, everybody's waiting. There's a 2 minute countdown, and if you all remember correctly, in the previous episode they actually said that there was a machine that was 0 points, and if you encounter this machine, you just run from it. That's just it. You don't even fight it. You run from it. This machine came out, and it was so huge. It was skyscraper huge. Now you're wondering, like, holy snap, maybe Bakugo can take it down, or any of the new people that are coming out. No, none of them actually took it down. Actually, every single hero was actually running away from this giant machine. It was a skyscraper machine. It was destroying the fakes. It's still a fake city, but regardless, it's just smashing down everything in its path. And because of that, Uraraka, she actually fell right down, and because I'm assuming like all the debris fell down, and just like her leg got stuck. Even though she has the power of gravity, she apparently couldn't lift that up. But because adrenaline is kicking in, all you're thinking in your mind is just run, 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 run. So I'm assuming that's why she probably didn't use her powers to lift the rubble off her back of the head. There was a little logic that kind of didn't make really any sense right there. She should have used her power right there, and she could have saved. But because I'm assuming for character progression statuses right there, she had to be the damsel in distress. And plus, she starts now she's gonna become the main character. But sorry for pausing right there. Back to the main cause of this episode, because this whole episode was just pure emotion. You're literally in your seat like, holy snap, what's going on? Like it was fast paced. It was just fast paced because the episode was giving you that feeling, that Midoriya was feeling, that you can't do anything about it when everybody's already so used to their own powers, and he's just right there, kind of like a whimpering fool, just running around like, holy snap, I need to get a point, I need to get a point, I need to get a point. It's kind of like when you're taking like a college entrance exam or a high school exit exam. You're just in that mentality. You're just like, oh snap, I gotta do good, that's just the kind of the episode had a kind of feel to it. You're it's like a rushed like adrenaline kind of feel to it. I don't know about you guys, but I sure did. I was there. I was kind of pumped. I was interested right there. But back to the main point. I'm sorry for digressing right there. We literally see that once the machine was coming down and crashing everything, Midoriya actually he actually finally pops out his quirk. His quirk actually, it's kind of funny in a sense. It's kind of like how I would say Naruto uses his tail beast form, because it glows, but when it glows, it kind of gives off like a veiny feel to it, like it's just like tattoos or sort of almost. But so then he starts using his legs glow up, so he's able to jump from a far distance all the way to the machine, and for the machine he actually punches it with his right arm, and you're just wondering like, holy effing, like, wow, he took that thing in one KO, and you're just wondering like, yes, that thing is so badass, But the downside of the whole thing was right when he took it down from like skyscraper like 100 feet up in the air. You're just wondering like, holy snap, yeah, you did this, you finally did it. But then you're wondering like, oh wait, he doesn't have flight powers, so he's falling down, and he actually can't. For the purpose of the whole entire, he was thinking to himself, oh, I forgot, I can't fly. So he's just literally falling down from 100 meters. His arm is broken. I forgot to tell you guys, the freaking animation was so perfect that I am so sorry for laughing, but the animation was so perfect right there. His face was dumbfounded because his arm was broken. He was literally had a noodle arm. It was waving on sight right there. His legs were flapping against his own will. The only arm that he had left up was just his left arm. And while he's falling down, he's thinking like, oh snap, I could use my left arm, but then I won't be able to move. You're thinking like, if it was my situation, I would use my left arm. I wouldn't care. I'm trying to save my life. Your life is more important than just making an entrance exam, to be honest. There's always next year or something along the line, of course. But because of the tension that was in, Midoriya just was literally, he looked like he was literally about to die, but then Uraraka came in and saved Midoriya right there. And that personally was kind of like, it's pretty cool right there in a sense, because it kind of shows that her quirk ability can actually, it's pretty powerful too. The gravity, you could say, like the gravity quirk that she has, and when she uses her gravity quirk with an overabundance, you could say, she throws up, and that was kind of cute right there in a sense. Like the way they kind of animate that little scene when she threw up, like a little rainbow came over, like like implying that like, oh, she made a little mistake right there. Now, as the episode continued, of course, Midoriya actually he failed because he didn't get any points. Remember, the machine was actually 0 points. Yes, the machine. If you guys remember correctly, the machine was 0 points. So Midoriya failed. Now he goes back home, and speaking of when he goes back home, his mother is getting in considerable amount of weight. From what I remember, I could have sworn that she was actually a little more fairly thinner, but I'm assuming it's because she's probably stressed out because he's actually trying to go to good school. She's trying to keep him healthy, but that's besides the point. Continuing on through the story, you could say. Right then and there, he receives the mail, and he goes into his room. He's just like kind of shocked. He rips the mail open, and Hero All Might comes up, and Hero All Might apologizes to Midoriya, saying that I'm sorry for not contacting you, but here's the deal: you passed, but not because of the villain points. He actually passed because of another reason, and that's saving, because he was saving people. The teachers were also looking at another fact too. They weren't checking to see how strong they want to see if you're able to risk away your own life to save others as well, because that's what it also takes to be a hero. Because remember, this is also trying to play a real life scenario, and that's what I like about that. That they didn't explain that, because if they explained that, then everybody would pass. So they want to see them in a real life scenario to see how their true natures come out. And that's pretty smart what the teachers did right there. And every single one of the teachers gave him a high point, an 8, a 9, a 10. They all gave him 10 saving points, and to be honest, then that's the real reason why Midoriya passed. And it's funny because Uraraka also passed too, because when she actually came by to the school and told him, can Midoriya also take some of my points? If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here, so I want to return the favor and actually help him pass. Because of him, he couldn't pass. And you're wondering like, wow, that takes guts, and the whole entire episode you're just wondering like, holy snap, he made it. He finally made it. Yes, Midoriya then finally makes it, and of course the Hero All Might gives him a little tiny speech right there in itself, saying that welcome to the UI Academy. And that's basically the whole entire episode right there. And you're just wondering like, holy snap. You're just pumped up for action. Like legit, this whole episode was just like, just pure tension, full of emotions. You're just like, holy snap, did Midoriya get in? You're kind of hoping that they were kind of showcase a little bit more on the other people's powers. But it's still too early in the series, as there will be more tasks at hand and everything. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this episode. Do you guys feel the rush and excitement of this episode? What do you guys think of Midoriya's actually quirk? That like, it's like a double-edged sword, where like if he uses it once, it's just, that's it. His whole fraction of an arm is just gone. What do you guys think of the entrance exam? Did it really remind you of the chunin exams? Because to me personally, it did remind me of the chunin exams 2.0. But this is Mr. Zen signing out.